Hey, it's me, Emile, not Emile Meister, the one and only. And today is January 21, 2022. Welcome to another episode of the Daily Zap, of course, here on YouTube. You can also listen to the Daily Zap on Spotify. I'm uploading there every single day. The name of the podcast is the Untitled Podcast. So give that a follow, give that a listen, give it 5 stars if you can. But we're here in YouTube here tonight. Would like to apologize for not uploading anything the other day because I was busy with work. I was busy doing other things. So here today, I'm not gonna read some any news about the NBA wrestling. I am just going to address this, and I feel like this is something that has been brewing for a while now. Ever since last year when the Lakers were kind of struggling and then they lost to Phoenix in the first round. And I hear a lot of chatter saying that they want Frank Vogel fired. I see this every single Lakers loss. Like every time the Lakers would lose, I would see someone tweeting, "Oh, fire Frank Vogel. Like he ain't shit." And I have a problem with that. I do have a problem with that because Frank Vogel is a good coach. He's not an all-time great coach, but he's a great coach. He's a good coach. And let's all remember the impact that he had coming into the Lakers in the 2019-2020 season. That season, the Lakers was probably the best defensive team in the league. And that is because of Frank Vogel. And that is because of the makeup of the team. So I am not putting all the blame on Frank Vogel as to why the Lakers are struggling. That is scapegoating at its finest. They're trying to find a scapegoat. I mean, they can't blame LeBron because LeBron is out here and he's playing he's playing his ass off, especially in the last few weeks or so. They can't blame Anthony Davis because he's a superstar. They really can't blame anyone else because none of these players are that relevant. The only player that they are centering all the blame is Russell Westbrook, and I get it sometimes. I get the Westbrook criticism sometimes because I also had my share of criticisms to Russell Westbrook when it comes to his play this year with the Lakers. He doesn't provide the spacing. He's turnover prone. He does more harm than good to this Lakers team. I acknowledge that. But I still like Russ. He's a great ball player. He's a Hall of Famer. But all the blame now going to Frank Vogel. Are you fucking kidding me? Here's the thing. Here's my logic about it. If you're a fucking chef, right? If you're a fucking chef, and you got all these ingredients, and all of these ingredients are not that good, of course you won't be able to make a good meal. You wouldn't be able to create a good menu. And that is, I feel like, what is happening here. Frank Vogel is a good defensive coach. One of the best defensive coaches in the NBA in the last 10 years or so. And the makeup of the team, this team, I've said this from day one. The Los Angeles Lakers are one of the worst teams in the league in terms of depth, in terms of youth, and in terms of players who are going to do everything on the floor. They had that last year with guys like Alex Caruso, Montrezl Harrell, Kentavious Caldwell-Pope, Rajon Rondo, those guys. JaVale McGee also from the championship year. The thing that made the Lakers special in the previous 2 seasons is that they have guys who is willing to do the dirty work, who's willing to dive on the floor, play defense, make some hustle plays. This Lakers team here, who do you expect to do that on this Lakers team? Because this Lakers team is full of old ass, past their prime players, except for a couple. None of these players are going to do the dirty work. None of these players are going to play hard every single day because they are old as fuck. and they're trying to blame that on Frank Vogel. That is an injustice. Because Frank Vogel brought the Lakers a championship. He should not get the disrespect that he's getting. Because I feel like Lakers fans and people are just trying to find someone to blame of all the Lakers struggles, when in reality, this Lakers team isn't simply that fucking good. I'm sorry I'm going on a rant here. Because again, I love the Lakers. The Lakers is one of my teams. Or, my number one team to root for. But I am absolutely sick of the blaming game. Instead of doing something, they're trying to point fingers. And you got all these media members pretending nothing is wrong with LA. ESPN kissing the Lakers' ass every fucking single day on ESPN. On fucking First Take. Kendrick Perkins, all that bullshit. This Lakers team, let's face it, this Lakers team suck. And they will continue to suck because all of their guys are old. They have no one to trade because all of them has no future value. This team is in a win now situation, but in reality, this team cannot even get into the playoffs. LeBron's the greatest player of all time, but he's not going to save this team every single fucking time, especially at this age of 37. He's still on his prime, but he's not the old LeBron James. He's not going to carry this team. He's not he wasn't able to do that last year. They were gone in the first round. So how do you expect for this one to turn out better when they have a worse roster? They lost their defensive guys like Caruso, KCP. The only player who's working hard on the defensive end for the Lakers is Stanley Johnson, and he's on a fucking 10-day contract, man. His contract is not even guaranteed, and he's out here. He's the only one who's playing hard. He's the only one out here hustling. He's the only one out here making plays. Those extra work, those hustle plays, those are the things that this Lakers team are not doing at all this season. You can't tell me that they're coasting. This is not a team who's coasting. Because a coasting team can still get the job done and still win every single time. I'm sorry. I'm just eating something here. So wait just a minute. Here's my point, okay? I feel like I've said so many things, but here's my one point here. Frank Vogel is not the reason why the Lakers suck. The reason why the Lakers suck is the makeup of this team. This is literally the worst Lakers roster ever since LeBron James came in to the Lakers. And it's just funny, man. It's just funny. They were just they just won a title in two years ago. It was really a mistake trading for Russ. It was hindsight is always 20/20. At that time, I said that was a good move. But now, man, we are in the middle of the season already, and the Lakers are 22 and 23. They're under 500 at this point of the season. They had the same record as the fucking Timberwolves. And do you expect this team to turn on the switch and win the title? No way. This team is not even going to make the playoffs. Or if they make the playoffs, they're out in the first round. I'm sorry to say. Nothing. They're doing nothing. I mean, they can't do anything. They can't trade Westbrook because who the hell wants Westbrook at this point? They can't trade anyone because their contracts are not. They're not tradable. No one's gonna accept them because they're old as fuck. They have no youth. They have no foundation to build for in the future. This is a win now team that doesn't have what it takes. And LeBron James is one of the best players of all time. He is. But there's no saving this team. There's no saving this Lakers team. This team is done. And it is not Frank Vogel's fault. But probably he's gonna get fired because they can't really blame anybody. You can't blame the team. You can't blame your best player. They're gonna blame the coach. That happens every single time. And it's not even his fault. He's a good coach. He won us a title 2 years ago. He was instrumental in the Pacers' run a decade ago. So don't tell me it's Frank Vogel's fault, because it's not. He's a good defensive coach, but this team is not a good defensive team, because the makeup of this team, sucks donkey ass. I'm sorry to go on a rant here because I am sick of all these Lakers talk, man. They a lot of teams deserve the spotlight more than the Lakers. Let's talk about the fucking Heat. Let's talk about the Suns. Let's talk about the Warriors. This media people, man. All I see in the news is the Lakers. All I see on ESPN is LeBron James. All I see on ESPN is the fucking Lakers and how they're gonna fix things and all that. Let's talk about the real teams here, because they deserve more hype. They deserve more credit. And the reason why I'm talking about the Lakers here is because they are my team, and I am sick of all the attention that they're getting that they do not deserve at all. LeBron James is still an all-star. I'm not going to take that away from him, but this team sucks. Anthony Davis, at age 28, looks like he's 40 years old. He really fell off hard after winning a title. After that, he wasn't even the same. Melo, I love Melo, but he's the absolute worst defensive player in the league. And that comes with age. So he should not be playing starter minutes out there. But they have to, because they have no depth. This Lakers team has no depth at all. Russell Westbrook. I like Westbrook. But he's not a fit on this team. He does not give the spacing that the Lakers need. Malik Monk is fine. He's inconsistent, but he's fine. This Lakers team, man. I don't want to give up on the Lakers. I'm still going to be a Lakers fan in the future, but this is insane, man. This season has been so bad. It has been so bad. I guess that's all I'm going to say on this episode of the Daily Zap. So before I end this video, please follow me on all my socials. On Facebook, at Emile Meister. On Twitter, at Emile_Meister. On Twitter, on Twitch as well. Follow me on Twitch. I am going to stream on Twitch very time soon. I'm just doing some things right now. I'm busy with some things. Promise I'm going to stream sometime soon. And of course, give this video a like, comment what you want to say, and share this video, as it will only help the channel grow. So I understand that yesterday was AEW Dynamite, and I wasn't able to post a Dynamite review here on YouTube. So I am just going to post both a Dynamite and a Rampage review in one video tomorrow afternoon. So that's it for the Daily Zap. Again, always stay safe. This has been Emile Meister, the one and only, saying always stay safe, have a good one, and I will see you on the next Daily Zap.